That should be okay. Okay, just waiting for this to do its thing. Shouldn't really have any major league issues anyway. But we'll see. Right, while that's doing, I do want to kind of, let's move that out of the way. Let's get that there. What scissor I want to do? Let's move that out of the way. I think there was something I wanted to do, and I can't remember what it was now. Oh, I know, Trello. Let's go and do a bit of project management, I suppose. Don't know that I'm logged in. No. Okay, let's. Just getting some setup done before I get started on the main actual streaming thing. And so we'll just set up stuff. Yeah, I'm going to make a new board. Create a board. Let's move this over there. Java game thing. Yeah, that's fine. Create board. Let's look backlog. To do. That'll do. Some really basicness. Set up an initial project. So first steps, I suppose. Let's edit labels. That one else. Setup, I suppose. I'll do that. There we go. Okay, let's check on that install. Bear in mind, I don't really use IntelliJ normally, but I thought I'd give it a go. A few people have said it's really good, so I thought, why not? Sounds like something might come through. No, it's just Trello letting me know that I've had a sign in, which obviously I have. Seriously. Oh, it's some weekly updates as well. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Let's see. How do I share this link on this thing? looking for. So, oh, there we are. So I'm just searching for stuff whilst waiting for this. It's almost done, hopefully. So under there, I think we'll make a new checklist. Call it tasks. Add an item of install JDK. Install IntelliJ. Oh dear. Create project. Create project. Create launcher for now with the main class. That'll be the setup once it's setting up and that. Oh, looks like that's done. Oh, damn it! Got to restart, and I can't restart without. I bet it's for the links up so that Java can be seen and stuff like that. Might have to like stop. I'll see actually. Let's run it and see what happens. It might be asking me where it is. Maybe it's can't find it. Config installation folder. Do not import settings. It's done it on a different screen, just a bit awkward, isn't it? So, privacy policy. Continue. Data sharing. No, don't send usage statistics randomly out there. Just going to use up bandwidth for no reason. Sounds a bit tapped. Here we go. We'll use a dark theme for now. Why not? Okay. Set defaults. Save messing about. I don't know what to set on that, to be honest. Splash screen's on the other screen, just to be awkward. Yeah, it'll be alright. It's just showing a community screen saying 2019.1. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem. There we go, create new project, import project. Okay. So click on create new project. See what that does. Doesn't think it's done much. Oh, there we go. Java. Great. Will it allow me to do it that way? Does it require that separately? I'm sure it just done that all in the background for me. I don't know. Let's have a look. Accept all cookies, that's fine. Where are we? That's documentation, that's great. But where's, okay, let's try this. Download JDK. Okay, accept license. I don't know whether I need like 64-bit or 32-bit, I'm just going to say 64-bit for now. What did I do? I was supposed to do X here. Damn it. Yeah, be a bit smaller. Let's cancel that. Let's do the XX, that's a bit smaller. Let's see. So that's downloading, it'll be about 4 minutes. Why can I do this? We just like grabbing the look. Doesn't look like there's any JDK directly there. Let's try program files. Doesn't look like we got Java there. Has it got Oracle by any chance somewhere? No. So let's try the normal program files. Oracle maybe? VirtualBox. No. Any Java. What about common files? Shared? No. System. Seriously. You'd think they'd have like a JDK in there somewhere. Oh well. Well, cancel that for a minute. Once that's downloaded and installed, I'll know at least where it is, so I can go and have a look for it, I suppose. How hard can it be to just sort of like, well, an empty project would probably do, wouldn't it? Freestyle module structure, I don't know about that. I probably want the Java stuff stuck in there, to be honest. Well, it's been 11 minutes in, it's still not set up yet. Okay. Quite a bit of messing, isn't it? I normally use Eclipse, but I thought I'd just try out this thing just for the hell of it, and it just looks like it's going to be really complicated compared to just bashing up Eclipse and just work. It just works. All good fun. I might install Eclipse as well, just so I'm in something more usable for me. But I'd like to get to play with this just because it's something different, isn't it? Seems like a very long-winded thing. I suppose I've technically got to get the JDK anyway, whatever I actually install. So I suppose that's normalish. Should be alright though. Guessing so. Close that out of the way. Okay. Should be working alright. Down. Oh, it's downloaded. That's nice. So let's install that now. Running and cake decorating. Oh, there we go. Okay, still taking a while. Okay, JDK 12. Last time I was using this it was like JDK 8. It's been a while. Update component register. Copying the new files. I don't know whether it wants me to do 64-bit or 30-bit anyway, but let's give it a go now. Oh dear. It should be okay. Can't believe how warm it is today. Oh, what's this saying? Wow, that was quick. That seems a bit too easy. Where did that install it? Let's try this. Where are we? Java. JDK 12. Do we need the bin folder or what? Try that. Oh, looks like it's actually saw it. So let's try that next. Yeah, not too fussed about it. I'll just go next. Project. So let's put it in like idea projects. Okay, cool. Game thingy. That's what this one's going to be called today. Finish and let's see if it does. Control Shift Plus. Okay. Right, no matter. Game thingy. Source. A game thingy. We have something what looks fairly normalish, I suppose. Very small font though. I don't know how to extend the size of the font. Can you do that like Control Plus or something, or Control Shift Plus? Okay. Right, no matter. Game thingy. Source. Right clicking here. New something. Let's say new class. Package. Package info. Okay, let's just make a new class. Hopefully we can. It's not letting me make a new. Can we make it any bigger? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to have to make the new package separately like this. New package. Okay, there we go. Now inside package. Now make a new Java class. We'll get there in the end. I was going to make a launcher class for mine. Do I just put the launcher name and hope it does the rest for me? We shall see. Yeah, I've got a class launcher. There we go. That's pretty cool. Okay. Okay, I can't make the font bigger just by pressing shortcuts, I'm guessing. So I need to find out where to edit the settings on this thing. Tools. Wow. Window. File. Project structure. Other settings maybe. Structure for new projects now. Settings. There we go. Let's have a look and see what this got now. Right, appearance. That's fine. Font. Blah blah. Size 12. Use custom font. And just make appearance theme. Use custom font for appearance behavior. Great. That's not a lot of use. Why? Presentation mode. That's great. But where is the editor? There we go. Font size. Let's try 18 and see what it looks like. Not a bit bigger. Does that work? What the hell? Oh, that's actually changed the font there, not in the edit. Oh, great. Wasn't really paying enough attention to that then, but look on it. Amazing. But it'll have to do. It's not really. No, I just don't feel that doesn't really feel good to me. I'm gonna bump it to 20 just to see what that looks like, because that just seems a bit mad. Let's try 20. Okay. A little bit better. That looks palatable, I think, anyway. Right, so now we got a main. Let's just do that and let's run it and see where it plonks its finger. Build, run, can't run. Oh, here's one. Launcher. Building. It's a very slow sort of feeling to it compared to Eclipse, but then again, like I say, you know, like when you've used something for ages and it all just flows together, it may just be that because I haven't really used this before, it's feeling a bit clunky. But like I say, it's just one of those. Java package system does not exist. What? Okay, I think I've been spoiled by Eclipse. If I do that, it'll check that for me. Okay, I suppose it's making me have to type correctly. I suppose there is that. Let's run the launcher and see how that goes. I've just got to get used to the way how this thing works itself, and then maybe it'll be normal. I do like the colour scheme, it's interesting, it's different. But we'll see. Oh, it's doing something, it's working, finished. Okay, so it launches, it does like a debugger type thing here and stuff, that's quite nice. Close that bit now. Okay, so we know that this actually works, that's a start off for tooling. Okay, so now I can kind of go to my, where did I put it? Trello, there we are. Okay, so we installed JDK, we installed IntelliJ, created the project. We've kind of created the launcher, but I'm not going to tick that just yet. Or have a little mess. Yeah, we'll call it created launcher. I know I need to work on it and do other things, but let's just do that. It's set up now. That should have actually been in progress when I've done that. It's done now. What else can we do? What should I do next? I don't know. See, classically, most people go and start doing like their graphics now. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I'll do like entity systems and things like that. So it's all kind of situational kind of thing for me. But yeah, I'm going to kind of start thinking on this a little bit because I might actually turn it into a Git repo and start actually doing something with it. Let's think about this. Yeah, I'm going to start making some sort of graphical features, like some sort of a display class, perhaps. Just use a JFrame, so make a display class. Let's add a checklist. So what do I want? I want to add JFrame to it. Set up a constructor. Make an init sort of function like initialize display or create display. I think we'll start with that and then we'll work our way through. Let's add another label. We're currently on call it graphics for now. started on doing some of that now. It's inside game thingy package inside there called display. Just to kind of allow any possible display class and stuff there. Okay, so we're going to grab in the J-frame. So create a new frame. What else? It's a display, so it's going to want like a width, height and title and stuff, so I don't know, I'll figure something out for that. Yeah. Some private member variables. Probably going to want, like I said, their type of some sort, so. Okay, so now we've got a class with some member variables here. So technically we've created the J-frame side of things. So where was I? Let's do this. We're currently in progress with this display class. We've added J-frame. We're just about to do a constructor, I'd say, next. Let's do that. It's taking a string title, taking a width, and a height. Forgot to do it. Let's start width next. And same for height. Too much Python going on there. Let's start title. Oops. Set title. Okay, so we've got a constructor. I want to create display, which I'm going to call in the constructor as well. I'll deal with doing something with it in a minute. Okay. So to create a display, I want to just make a new frame. But first, let's say that I've done the constructor there. That's all I want to do right now for the constructor anyway. So we'll deal with that. Constructor has been created. Now we're going to get started on this creation of a display. So if I just say frame equals new J-frame, can do a dimension later. We'll set default close operation as well, and we'll set that to we'll take in the title, so we'll say title. Then let's set the size, frame dot set size, and we'll just set it to which J-frame, close on exit, or exit on close even. Then I'll set it to not be resizable because we want it to be static sized. We'll set location relative to 0 to center it on the screen. And then we'll set it visible for now. Okay, so that'll create the display and display it hopefully, if nothing else gone mad on it. So we can launch the launcher. But the launcher now, I think will well, I'll update that in a second. I just want to kind of do this first. Create display. That's fine. It's dealt with. So next, I want to deal with the launcher itself. And to do that, I just wanted to call creating of a new display, basically. I'll say display equals new display test display. Give it a width of like 400, not 4,000. Probably 400 for now. Okay, let's give that a go and see how that goes. Doesn't seem to be auto importing for some reason. Cannot resolve symbol. It's been a bit meh, isn't it? Oh my life, seriously. It's not in the same. Oh, it should be. Why is that not doing it automatically? Let's try this. Okay, that was being a bit special, so I just had to do alt and enter at the right time. That's all that was. A bit weird, but okay. It's quirky. It's something that I'll just have to get used to. Right, now that's that. Let's run the launcher and see whether we get a display. Can't see a reason why we wouldn't, but would. Okay, so we've got a display there that works. It's a nice little start off, I suppose. What else? New tooling. Got to test it. Oh, we got a display. Nice little display there. Non-resizable. Does it close on exit? Or exit on close? Yep. So I think. I suppose we could make an abstract game class to actually hold sort of a display and abstract there is. Okay, so we've made it so it displays something on the screen. Not a lot though. So I suppose it's time to kind of work through some next set of things. So I've got to do something like that. Yeah, I'll plonk it in with this. Should I? Do you know what I mean? So all I need to do for that is literally just make a new game class and hold a display and a width and height, I think, and that can have title and whatever you dealt with. Okay, yeah, I think game class. Yeah, it should be in its main sort of thing, shouldn't it, really? So I'll just make a new class and I'll import the display and stuff. So this will be the actual game itself, an abstract class for the game itself. So if we said we wanted to import a private display, yeah. What else do I want? I want width and height. Let's actually I should have really sort of designed or got the idea of this first. Add new card, game class, let's edit that. Add a tasks. Let's say display constructor. What do I actually want? Do I want to initialize, or do I want that to just happen during construction? Yeah, I think we'll just initialize it during construction, so that should do for a start off. Labels, technically graphics, but also let's edit this. Core, I suppose. Yeah. It's not really graphics, it's just core. Let's leave it as core. Okay, so that should be okay. So we've done the display. We are going to do the display class. I'd say done for that, but yeah, might want to work on that again. For now, I'm just going to park it on done for now. It's fine. Display's been added. I need to make constructor next. So public game. That's going to take in a title. Mainly just to pass into the window. I've just got my way of doing things, I suppose. Let's say this dot width equals width. This dot height equals height. Sometimes I'll call it window instead of display, by the way. It just depends what you want to really call it, to be honest. It's up to you guys what you do. It's your code, what you write there. And then what I'll do is I'll make a display. So we'll set display equal to a new display. And what we're using is the title, the width, and the height. That way it holds in both structures. Check on these messages. Nothing super important, that's fine. Okay, so we've now got a constructor. Don't think I'm going to actually add anything else to this just this second, so let's save that. I'm going to refactor the launcher again in a minute. So I've added constructor. I'll leave the idea of refactoring launcher for now. I'll just physically refactor it anyway. So instead of display, we want this to be game. So we want it to be game. Game equals new game. And we don't need to import display because that's not used. And game's in the same directory as launcher, so that should theoretically work. So let's give it a go. Make sure the refactor's working. And yep, we've still got test display working, everything's all working, no errors. And it exits fine with no errors. Okay, so now that we've kind of made that part of it, let's think of something else to do. Can you guys hear that? It's like outside. It's somebody randomly in the street just having a bit of a very strange one today. Okay, let me think about what I'm going to do next. Do I want to make more in the display yet? Or I suppose I want to make a canvas of some sort, don't I, to actually draw to. I suppose I'm clicking on the game class right now. Let's add some more stuff to the thing. So we're gonna canvas. I can actually just work on the game class can have a canvas. No, display. It's graphics, isn't it? So now if I go over to here, Let's carry on working on the display. We're not working. And add canvas to frame. And create display. Okay, so now what I'll do is inside here we're going to add a new canvas, but we're probably going to want to put it sort of with the J frame, I suppose, and have that separated a bit. I'm slowly getting used to this alt and enter on the imports, but so we say canvas equals new canvas, just to create a brand new one. We'll get there, shouldn't be a major league. So during the create display, this was to set up the initial frame. Now let's set up the canvas. Did I do it? Hold on, let's see. We'll set preferred size, maximum size and minimum size to make sure it doesn't have any screen tear. And that'll be a dimension. I might just make the dimension size as well, because I don't want to make 3 new instances of the size, because that kind of seems a bit sort of pointless. So dimension size equals new width kind of height. I think that should be a sensible sort of thing. Does it allow dimension straight away using the? Yeah, that's fine then. So now if I just put size in there, saves actually remaking it each time. Now instead of preferred size, I want the minimum and maximum size as well. So let's just do size something, because that's just really strange. Okay, sorted. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add this canvas to the frame. So frame add canvas, and then to make sure that it all comes. Awesome. And why on earth did I put a size? What the hell? Damn, weird. Was that trying to be help? Fits inside and does its thing. We're going to pack it. Always make sure you pack your frames or any objects that you put inside your frame. Always make sure you pack afterwards to kind of consolidate size-wise so you don't get any issues. I think. Do I want to do anything else with this part? Yes, or do I want to just leave the rest as it is? I could possibly, now that it's a canvas, I could probably have a go at threading this out, because I'd like to make it so it works sort of more multi-threading. It's a runnable item, so I'm going to implement runnable in game as well. So, but we'll get to that in a minute. I'll just get back to the things I'm doing. So I've done that. Add canvas frame and display, and that'll do for the moment. Now I want to work on the game class again. Let's add another item. We'll implement runnable. Run. We want probably start, stop. Probably threading. And maybe I'm making an init function for this to initialize the game stuff. So it will mean that we need to start running and set up like either like a game loop as well. Game loop. Okay, I'm getting to be a bit more fleshed out to be something in a minute, I suppose. I'm going to want to make like it's going to need a thread to run, it's going to probably want something to initialize the thingy. So we're going to want like a running, or is running sort of variable. Okay. So we'll implement runnable, we'll set up all these things and just see how it goes. Let's close off display. So the game, what I want to do is I'm going to implement runnable. So to do that, you literally say implement runnable. And because it's implementing runnable, we're going to want to implement run for a start. So that's one thing. I do want kind of maybe a rendering function and an update function as well. Just thought that's one thing that definitely is going to be wanted, and update, so we can kind of work on the logical forms of the bits and pieces as well. So implements runnable, we're going to want to run, we're going to want to start and a stop, we're going to want threads. So let's start by adding threads to this. We've got private display, let's add a thread. Got a private and public stuff. Gonna want like a private thread. Probably gonna want a boolean for running, that can be private as well. Initialize it to false because we're not running at the start before we actually start. Let's see. So our constructor's fine. I don't really want to do this in constructor. That can be refactored to an init function, I suppose. It's going to be a private function to initialize. I want to call that, so it doesn't call it as soon as it's instantiated. Just to kind of deal with that. Probably want to give this an actual title itself as well now, just so it carries across easier without having to mess about with. Let's give it a title, so I'll want that to be, that can be public. And that can just be this title instead. So I'll probably take that in at the start. No, it's already taken it in anyway, so yeah, let's do this. String as well, innit? There we go. Let's clean that up nicely. Display is just taking title from the title that exists then. Let's see, so let's update my thing. I've done a init function. I've added a thread, but I've not done threading, so thread. Added running. I've put implement runnable, but I haven't actually fully implemented, but we'll say that for now. Then I'm going to add the run, the start, the stop. Maybe add some threading in there and whatever, but I also want the render and the update, so let's put those in as well. So after it's initialized, I want to be able to update, so probably add a data time at some point, but for now that's fine as it is. Add a render method, probably let's add the run. Why is it not? Oh, no void, sorry. Let's add a run method. So every time it's ran, I want to initialize. Why is it not like that? Oh, sorry, public void run because it needs access to it. Running. Then I want to update. And also want to render. What? Okay. Let's say that we want to initialize it. So So when it's running, it wants to initialize. Now, we're also not set to running already, but I'll say... Oh, oh, sorry. While running, not will running. Okay, so that's done. That's implementing that. That's fine. So I do want to start in a stop method as well. So let's get on with that. That can be a public one as well. And same again, but for stop. And this one, what we're going to do, when we start, we're going to check if it's running. If it's already running, we don't want to do nothing. So if running, then literally just return. Otherwise, set running to true. Create a new thread. The game object. That's the actual thread. Let's see, and let's start the thread. Okay, now we'll do kind of semi the opposite. So if not running next, if not running, then return, because we don't need to stop anything if it's not actually running. Otherwise, set running to false. And now let's join the thread. Now joining the thread is like just exiting the thread or stopping the thread. It just thread join. Now it needs a exception. Can it not do that automatically? Oh, seriously. Okay, so it's right. It's been a while since I've actually had to write a try catch block. So try thread.join, and then catch and interrupted exception. Then we'll just print a stack trace. Okay, it's like minimal try catch block sort of thing. Let's think. We've got that. We want to do that. That's all done. That's fine. So I've pretty much implemented the things what I said I was going to do on that. So let's. Yeah, we've got run. Yeah, we've got start. Yeah, we've got stop. We've got some threading going on. We've got a game loop. We've got a render and we've got an update. I'm saying render and update. These are just like creation of the existence of them. So they're like to-dos. But in general, so far, we have that sorted for now. A couple of things I do want to do though, because that was the game class itself. I still want to actually do I need to change the launcher for this? I don't think I really need to change it. I could change the size of it, but that's irrelevant at the moment. Done the canvas, we've got that packing, we've got that doing that. I'll tell you what I can do. Let's see if it works. See if I've broke anything. I haven't set game start, have I? Damn it. Yeah, just exited. So it's made the new game. And now game.start. Okay. So otherwise it just didn't start, so I think. And yes, we have no errors, and it's doing the display. We can't tell really, but it's got a canvas in there. Trust me on that one. Okay. Well, probably can tell if we start debugging and stuff, but I just can't be bothered, to be honest. Right, so that seems to be working okay-ish, I think. What else can I do? Do I want to do any more to the main part of this, or can I? Suppose we could start working on graphics. We could do that in the actual game itself, but then wouldn't it be? Suppose we can have a graphic object in the game for now and render it and maybe abstract it out later. Yeah, this will at least show that there's some form of something happening, won't it? So yeah, I'm going to work some more on game and work on this. Let's say that we want to add buffer strategy maybe. I want a graphic object. What else do I want to do? Fill out render a little bit, maybe. Do I? Yeah, I'll just fill out render. Fill out the canvas code in render. There we go. So we'll set up buffer strategy, make a graphics object, fill out the canvas code in the render so it can actually render something. Okay, so let's start up here. So do I want this to be? Yeah, I want this to be private, don't I? So I want some graphic object which is private. So private buffer strategy. Strategy. We'll say we want a graphic object. Okay, graphics G. Now the G is like a convention when we're talking about graphics. That's usually what you end up calling it. It's from way back when people were so lazy that they really didn't want to do anything with it. It's like minimal amount graphics G, G for graphics. But yeah. Now inside the render block, this is where we're going to do some other stuff. So I'm just going to mark off that we've kind of done a buffer strategy and create a graphic. We haven't actually created the graphics object itself yet, but we'll get to that in the render. So let's say that we want the strategy and set that to canvas. So display. Oh, I'm gonna have to put a get canvas so I can get the buffer strategy off the actual display because I'm gonna want that dealt with as well. Damn it! Did I make the canvas public or private? Hang on a minute. No. Do I want to move it to the? It's gonna be annoying because I think. Yeah, the canvas is over there, so I'm gonna have to call it. So I need to go into display. I want to make something working also on the display class a little bit here as well. Item. Create a getter for this canvas. Yeah. We should do that. Shouldn't be too mad. Literally. getters area. So I just want a get canvas. Return. In fact, this can all be on one line if the formatting permits. Return this dot canvas. Does it allow that? There we go. Do I want that to be a public? Probably do, don't I? It's a getter. So now what I can do is down here, display dot get canvas dot get buffer strategies already, I think, and I want it to be a triple buffering to minimize the flickering. No, I don't want to create, sorry, that's when I'm creating the buffer strategy. So now that we've got the buffer strategy, we'll check whether that's a valid one. So all we do is we go if strategy is null. That's going to say it hasn't created a buffer strategy yet. Therefore, if that's the case, then we need to create one. So display dot get canvas dot create buffer strategy of 3. So triple buffering. Well, oh, non-buffer. That's quite nice. I do like how that actually does that. Something different. I'm not used to that. And then just return. Okay. So basically, if it gets to the point where it's rendering and it hasn't created the buffer strategy, do that. Otherwise, just ignore that bit and carry on. Now what I want to do is grab the graphic object and give it a buffer strategy. Well, it'll get the draw graphics or the graphics to draw to. So G for graphics equals strategy dot get draw graphics. So now we have an actual canvas to draw to with the graphic object. Draw some stuff. So what we'll do is we'll do a filled rectangle, v dot fill rect, and we'll start at 0, 0, with a width of width and a height of height. Okay. Maybe we'll give it a red background just for the hell of it. G dot set color. Color dot red, just cause. Why not? We're going to have to actually show the buffer strategy and dispose of the graphics. So end of drawing code, strategy dot show, and I dispose of, oops, and also dispose of the graphic object. So we're now making a filled rectangle for the whole of the size of the canvas at colour of red and drawing it to the screen theoretically. So I think that might be all of the things for that side of it. Yeah, it's imported all the bits and pieces for that. So let's quickly grab this and say yes, we've got a getter, so that's done. And then we'll go OK, and we've now filled out the canvas code in the renderer. Do I want to do anything else? I'll just run it and see, because I think that should be okay as a runnable object now. Run launcher and let's see what's broke, if it's broke anything or whether it just works. Success, we have a red background. Now obviously clear it, this is like, okay, I want to clear it, then I'll probably want to change that to a black one to be fair. But yeah. So let's just run that. I mean, this is all pretty much and just rinse and repeat stuff like that. Let's have a look. Yeah, we have black background. We have 400 by 400. Now, obviously, we can change the size of that to whatever we want. Where are we? At least we could if I could find what I was doing. There we go. So we got 400 by 400, 800 by 600, 640 by 480. 640 by 480. Let's get a TV screen. Why not? Let's run the launcher and see it working. Crazy times. And we now have our test display working at 650. That's nice. And it closes okay and actually works. That's pretty cool. Right then, having said that, I might take a break in a minute. I've been doing this for what? Actually, how long have I been doing this for? It's only been about 17 minutes. Okay, yeah, I'll carry on. Trying to think. What else do I want to do? Don't actually want to draw anything Major League. I don't want to actually do any random test code or anything on this, just to kind of get it working. Or let's put 2 players on the screen. I know they're not actual players, but I'm just going to make a couple of rectangles. Render code. So that clears the screen. Let's say that's clearing the screen. Okay. Then we'll let's say a red block. So change that to red. And do the fill rectangle at, I don't know, 10, 30, 40, 60, 50. Then we'll do a, say, a green block. At 0, 0, let's give it like a 20, 20. Okay, so we drew a couple of little blocks on the screen. So let's give that another go. Make sure it's like wow, that's really not wanting to do anything, is it? Is it running nice and smooth? Hopefully we don't get too much in flicker because you're getting triple buffered, so it shouldn't be a problem. I've missed something out. Oh, I've done it in this real time. I think is this sort of going, yeah. Okay, let's try. Go in and save and see if it does it in real time or whether it just crashes. Although I don't, it's like going as fast as a graphics card can physically spit out the graphics, so it might actually be really pushing it, to be honest. So yeah, I think I'll close it first, then do the green and save, then open it again. Just like say in Eclipse, you could just do this if you was debugging. You just do that and it'll just work on the fly. But you know, different stuff does different things, I suppose. So we now have a couple of blocks on the screen, a little green one and a slightly larger red one. That works out. So our graphic sort of routines seem to be okay. We don't have any sort of entity system or anything that kind of, you know, allows us to have physical game objects and things like that yet. But it's looking interesting at least, I suppose. Let's start off. Trying to think if I want to actually add anything else to the display class. I think we're all good really. I mean, we now are able to draw stuff to the screen, so that's a good start. I can kind of work with that. Yeah, I think we can work with that all right anyway. Let's think. Shall we start loading up images and stuff into it next and see if that, like, just having some sort of utility class to deal with graphics and stuff? Or should we move on to something else? Oh dear, let's have a think of time. It's almost been 20 minutes now. Oh right, right, Dark Side. It's been like ages. Not making anything specific. I just kind of started faffing about. I've installed IntelliJ. Don't really use it, so learn how to use it by just making something in Java. But you know me, I tend to just make a game engine most of the time, so it's probably going to be rinse and repeat. Yeah. So all good. I'm just kind of doing it in a more, well, in this thing, trying to learn it as I go. It's a little bit finicky for me. I think I still prefer Eclipse myself, but that's just because I use Eclipse more. I've never really tried to use this before, so it's just new, in the sense that I am learning the shortcuts here and there as we go. So it's kind of been quite a slow sort of progress for that side of it. But yeah, so you know, it's pretty much just setting up the engine for a unknown, undecided tile based game. That usually what ends up happening when I start doing Java. I'm actually teaching computer science at Lambda School now as well, so I kind of haven't touched Java in a while. We're doing like mostly Python, which is another interesting language I've been playing with. I think the last lesson what we taught was theory of computation, so they've been doing that project at the moment and some other bits and pieces. I'll be doing computer architecture next week. I'll be teaching that, so that's going to be a bit of fun. So I thought I'd go back and have a little rest from that stuff and just start streaming a bit of Java. I'm actually at the office at the moment, so I'm not actually at home. So I thought I'd set this up so I can stream and do different things. Just be something interesting. And this was more of a test stream, just procrastinating and stuff. But yeah, I've just realised I thought I've only been streaming about 20 minutes, but I haven't been streaming for about an hour odd. I think part of the first part of the stream was installing IntelliJ and getting Java working on this machine and stuff. So I suppose that's taken up quite a bit of time. I'm also trying to sort of formalise the engine, because I keep making an engine every single time that I make a game, and really I should just get it to the point where it's an engine and then save that and keep that to one side, so that then every time I actually want to make something I don't have to keep rewriting the engine from scratch each time. It'll be fairly similar to my Hack Ninja sort of engine. I don't have the code for that anymore. I didn't really save it into Git or anything, and I also didn't really had a lot of format and reinstall since then, so it's got to sort of do a little bit from memory and just general Java docs. I think by this point I've already usually made a graphic class and stuff, so let's have a think. Do I want it in display or do I want to make a separate? I'll just make graphics. One thing I've got a few pet peeves with this. If I want to make a package, I have to implicitly make a package and then add a class to it, rather than just setting up the class and having it in whatever package. Let's say graphics. I could have made that into a utils class, I suppose, as well. Let's say graphics, new. This one can be an image loader. I could actually just call this utils with a Z just for the hell of it, because it's different. I don't know whether I'll do anything extra in it other than image loading, but because I'm just going to make a static method that spits out a buffered image basically. And I think that's all. Like I say, I might add some more static stuff to it. I think I've got used to this. When I tab that, it auto imports, which is quite nice. Before I was having to import it myself and stuff, and it was getting on my nerves. And so we want to upload an image, and we're taking a path. Just realised I don't know how to do resources in this actual. It has to be an external library, or how I have to add resources to this. So that's going to be an interesting blocker to get over. Because normally you just read the class and get resource and the path, but I've got no resource path. Would it be external libraries? Might have to look up how to add resources into project in Idea. Because it's got a lot of XML files, but I can't really tell where to put any resources. I'll just literally Google it, I think. Let's have a look. Let's try and Google okay, add a res path in Idea IntelliJ. Not modules, is it? Content, directories. Creating resources. Create a resource folder. In the project tool window, right click on the res node where all Android resources. I don't want no Android resources. I just want a normal res folder. What the hell? Seriously. Oh, it's dealing with Android. I don't want to deal with Android for that. It's just standard Java. I wonder if it's going to be the same or similar. Project tool window, right click res node where all resources definitions are stored. There isn't a res node. External libraries? No. I might have to play with this for a bit to figure that part out, to be honest. I don't know. I'll try doing the normal one and stuff, but I'll see what I can do to this. It might need fleshing out a bit better. But yeah, let's give it a go. Oh, also, I try catch blocks in this. I seem to have to write them from scratch myself, so it's a bit annoying. But let's return module dot read, and we're just gonna do the util class. Get resource. And then taking a path. So I'll do that. Now, only problem. Well, one of the problems I've got here. Can't roll symbol image IO. What the hell? That's just being awkward now. Oh, yeah, I had to do the tab to allow it auto import. Read on it, oh, that's fine. I haven't made a catch yet. Let's say no exception for this one. And let's just print stack trace and exit. Oh, I've got to actually do an alternate to add that. So print stack trace and then do like a system exit with an error. Just to bomb out to the system. What was this one? That's fine. That's fine. What? Oh, I'm not. No, it's return. Ah, I've got to return null or something here, so it can actually have a return value, just in case. There we go. Right. So that theoretically is fine, but I don't know about the get resource path part. That depends where its idea of resources are. So you got a folder, game thingy, deck dev. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. It might be in modules where doing the whole setting up here and then planning it all out, and I'll just sort of just winged it a bit. But yeah, I'll have to figure that out as a thing. That's going to be interesting. I do think it's been like, what, it's been an hour and a half or an hour and 20 minutes of doing this stuff, so we'll see. Seriously, I can't even type today. There we go. Okay, let's see. So I don't know that. It's new resource directory. So project tool window. I'm guessing that's the project tool window, but do we have show members for, oh great.